guys a story about kind of how I got started riding here. You know, I'd always kind of been into dirt bikes my whole life. Not like ever really into them, but I always thought they were cool, right? Like, who doesn't? They're fucking dirt bikes. I just never, I was always, I grew up in the suburbs as a fucking sports and like hockey kid, right? Whoa. Sports, I played hockey, baseball, you know, pretty competitively. I never had time for dirt bikes. I remember a buddy of mine when we were really young, you know, 9, 10, and 11, had a little 50. I don't even remember what it was. It was so goddamn long ago. I couldn't tell you Yamaha, Honda, anything. It was just one of those little fat tire 50s. So if someone may know if I just, me telling them that, I don't know. So just a little fat tire 50. And, yeah, we ripped around the little fields by my house a tiny bit. It wasn't quite as developed as it is now. It's still fairly developed, but there was like a little tiny, little couple acres, maybe an acre or something. Should have ripped by. And so we used to rip that shit. And fucking yeah, that was sort of my first taste of it. I never really had any, hold on a second, I'll continue the story in a moment. Fucking tree. On that old 50 was the first time I'd ever really been on a bike. But that was fucking, and then I never even hopped on one for the longest time. I think I rode one of my buddies like one time when I was like 16 or something. And then about, I don't know, 3.5 years ago, a buddy of mine, drives a KX125, asked me to come out riding with him one day. And like, yeah man, just come out, we can share the bike or whatever. And I was kind of hesitant about it, but I was like, alright man, I'll do that. Whoa, no problem. Like, awesome. So I said, we got out on this KX125 on a guy's farm that he knew, and he got by me. I'd never been on a bike before, so, and I ripped this thing around for a while there. We were there for probably 6 hours. I was hooked. That's all it took. It was one day of riding, and I was hooked. So fucking, yeah, I think I got out with it one more time, and then I was sitting at work one day, working at a fucking truck stop, fuel bar at the time, and decided that I was going to buy a bike. So I bought that 96 Honda WR250. And then I had a picture of it in my last video. It could be dangerous. Woo! That was fucking close. I walked up. totally bored of it in fucking 2 months. I went and I bought that WR250 two-stroke, fucking pretty big badass bike, and fucking that thing was that's what I learned to ride on. Was that WR250 thing was fucking awesome. I remember my first day on it, I couldn't even get it fucking started half the time. And then a buddy of mine, Miles, I don't know, you'll meet him, he just got a YZ250 not too long ago. And yeah, I could barely even fucking barely even start, like, let alone ride it. And so that's what how I started riding. I was fucking, and the rest is pretty much history. I've been riding now for 3 years. You know, there was a couple times at the beginning when I first started riding, I wanted to just like almost quit. So I don't know if any of you guys are just starting riding out there or fairly green on the bike. And you know, you have problems, you have one of those days where you're constantly fucking, guys are waiting for you, or you know, you're constantly picking up the bike, whatever the case may be. Just don't get frustrated with it, you know, try to keep your head up, keep going, and fucking it'll get better. Like you know, all it is seat time, man. Especially like I've been riding with all these guys, they've been riding for, you know, their whole life. Grew up on little fucking, had little 50s their whole life, and had this, had that, and you know, it's you know, if you're in that situation, don't get discouraged, man. You know, you'll get there. It's you know, and if anyone ever gives you a hard time about shit, be like, yo, man, like, I don't think anybody in the world ever hopped on, like even Valentino Rossi or Ricky Carmichael or whoever you want to talk about, never gets hopped on their bike first day and we're wheeling and hitting fucking motocross jumps. That never happened. So, I don't know what everyone thinks. Like, so don't ever get frustrated by people. As I said, don't get too frustrated with it. Try and keep on keeping on, and you know, you'll get there. Everyone struggles at one point or another. So I'm sure you guys can't see nothing right now because I can't see nothing. There's gonna be a fucking pothole in the middle of the road. I wouldn't see shit. There's some dusty shit. My bike for me, and so on and so forth, you know. And yeah, as I said, don't get too frustrated with that kind of shit because, as I said, no one's like, no one just hopped on the bike and was fucking ripping wheelies and hitting motocross jumps and so on and so forth. Fuck, that thing just hit me right in the face. So, as I said, don't get discouraged. Everyone's been there. Hopefully, like, you know, and if you got guys that are dicks about it and shit, then that's just fucking retarded because on bikes, usually any, like, you know, the experience that I've ever had, you know, learning to ride with people, like, I know guys that got frustrated and shit, but for the most part, everyone's been fucking pretty good to me. They've never, no one's ever fucking said anything derogatory about me. I almost got my head taken off. Whoa. We're good. Yeah, for all you guys that just starting riding out there, don't get too frustrated. You'll get there.